Live from KSAT 12, the Night Beat starts right now.
A small get-together ends with murder. One man was shot and a woman was held at gunpoint for several hours at a Northwest apartment complex.
The Night Team's Camelia Juarez tells us how police arrested the suspect after a short standoff.
Just before 6 this morning, San Antonio police went to Preston Peak Apartments near the medical center for a shooting. San Antonio police say it all started when a man invited a man and a woman over for drinks. Police say the suspect worked where the man and woman lived.
He knew them for quite some time. He had built a relationship with them, and then last night he lured them over here.
The gathering escalated when the suspect shot and killed the man. He then held the woman at gunpoint for several hours.
Friends were telling they heard some shots in the night.
When police arrived, the shooter did not want to come out. Around 8 in the morning, the woman eventually escaped. That's when neighbors noticed something was happening.
Just a bunch of cops, I would say like a good 5 cars, people just standing around talking, investigating.
The shooter surrendered peacefully and was taken into custody. People who live in the area say they don't see much violence.
As for me living here, I've actually find it very peaceful, very nice.
San Antonio police have not yet released the name of the suspect or the name of the person who was killed. Police are trying to figure out the motive behind this shooting. Camelia Juarez, KSAT 12 News.
Tonight, a teen is in serious trouble and has some serious injuries as well in connection with a reported stolen car that crashed just east of downtown. That crash happened just before 4:30 this afternoon at the intersection of Hayes and Lockhart Streets. The 16-year-old allegedly crashed into a Via bus there. San Antonio police say the teen then got out and tried to make a run for it, but was heavily bleeding. He was eventually stopped and taken to a hospital. SAPD believes that the stolen car is one of many recently taken because of an online trend.
We have received a lot of calls for, stolen Kias and stolen Hyundais. They are pretty popular right now for being stolen. My understanding is that a lot of the suspects are learning how to steal the vehicles on TikTok videos that they watch.
Meanwhile, the Via bus driver has minor injuries and 2 passengers that were on the bus were unharmed. Once released from the hospital, that teen is expected to face charges for unauthorized use of a motor vehicle and driving a stolen vehicle.
Now to some developing stories. A woman says she was defending herself when she stabbed a man in the arm on the south side. It happened after 3 a.m. on South Hackberry Street near South Presa and East South Cross. The woman told San Antonio police she was in an argument with the man and pulled out a knife. The man was taken to BAMC and the woman was taken in for questioning. She could face charges.
San Antonio firefighters saved a home after an overnight fire on the south side. That fire broke out just before 1 o'clock this morning on South Comal Street near Guadalupe Street and I-10. Firefighters were able to get it out quickly. They even stopped the fire from spreading to a neighboring home. The home sustained moderate damage that burned, though. No injuries reported. Arson is investigating.
Another overnight fire kept crews busy on the southeast side, this one breaking out just before 1 a.m. on Schley Avenue near South Geaver Street. When the fire crews got there, they found light smoke coming from the side of the home. They were able to make it inside and stop the fire before it spread to the attic. 2 people inside were able to escape. Investigators still trying to determine, though, the cause of that fire.
Now to a problem that's been building for the past year and has now become a pretty major issue.
Yeah, a shortage in very common medications often used for kids, but adults as well. A pediatric hospitalist told me it's not a reason to panic, but it's very important to know what your options are.
Amoxicillin is used for bacterial infections like strep throat or pneumonia. Albuterol, used in nebulizers, helps with respiratory problems. Both used a lot for kids and both experiencing a big shortage that's been building for the past year.
We had this national crisis of kids in the hospital and going to clinics with infections. And so we really did see a bigger need for it. And so I think it just really stressed the system.
So if you're a parent or you need these medications yourself, it is not time to panic. Don't worry. At these pharmacies, there are multiple backup options for each of these prescriptions.
So amoxicillin is usually our go-to. We love amoxicillin in pediatrics.
Dr. Dina Tom with University Hospital and UT Health San Antonio says once the shortage started, they moved to a similar antibiotic called Augmentin. But now there's a shortage of that too. The third option, good old penicillin.
So penicillin can treat strep throat very well. It doesn't taste horrible, and it's a very safe, kind of cheap thing to do. So we can actually use that more than we realize.
She emphasizes that antibiotics are only for bacterial infections.
And most infections are viral. So, keep in mind if your pediatrician's saying, let's just watch and wait and see if they really need it, that they really do have your best interest and your kid's best interest at heart.
As for the albuterol, there's a similar medicine called Xopenex.
That therapy has been what we've always gone to in a little bit of special cases because it has less side effects, but it's also more expensive.
Dr. Tom also says regular inhalers work great too, so make sure to ask your child's doctor about which option would be best for them.
Dr. Tom also said if you get to your pharmacy and they're out of the prescription, they can call the pediatrician to send over one of those alternative medications instead.
Well, enjoy that sound one last time because we hate to see it go, but the end is here, the end of Fiesta 2023. But before it was all wrapped up, people attended the Festival de Cascarones, the official Fiesta finale. Hosted at the Texas A&M University San Antonio campus, the event offered food, games, live music, dancing, just to name a few of the things that were out there. The cost $10 to attend, but the money goes for free tuition for students through a drawing. The event brings out families and alumni.
My favorite thing about this event would be look around, all the vendors. Plenty of food, plenty of cool merch, an opportunity to just walk around and have fun.
If you want to relive it all again, you can watch all the parades and events and all of our Fiesta coverage posted over at ksat.com. Relive it all, including the good weather.
Yes, thankfully the weather cooperated for both of the big parades that we had over the past couple of days. It was a little humid out there for the Battle of Flowers, but after we had that storm system move in Friday night, we had low humidity. Yesterday was awesome for the Fiesta Flambeau. We also had differing temperatures as well from one side of the weekend to the other. Yesterday was cooler than average. We topped off in the upper 70s here in San Antonio, but earlier this afternoon, we were already able to climb into the upper 80s. Now you can see right now temperatures a mixture of 60s and 70s in and around the San Antonio area. Yes, it was a little warm out there this afternoon thanks to the sunshine, but we had lower humidity, so that definitely helped. And because of that, we've got one more day with some drier air in place, so it'll be a cool start to your Monday in the 50s, but daytime highs still headed for the upper 80s. The humidity will make a return, and we also have a few storm chances to talk about by late week. We'll get you all those details coming up in just a few.
All right, we'll see you then, Mia. A bond between a local college athlete and a young 9-year-old girl could be award-winning. They are vying for your vote to be honored as the Teammate of the Year. The award is from Team Impact, a national organization that aims to create close relationships between collegiate athletes and kids with illnesses or disabilities across the country. The Night Team's Lee Waldman spoke with the pair, who are the only Texas team to be nominated.
I'm gonna probably teach you how to play Super Smash Brothers because it's no, you're not.
Little Mia Perez and Haley Atwood play like sisters.
Oh! It's definitely changed my life, meeting the whole family.
Atwood is a guard on the UTSA women's basketball team. She and her teammates met Mia through Team Impact. It's an organization that pairs collegiate athletes with kids with disabilities or with serious illness, like Mia, who is battling leukemia.
I'm going to go with her for her last chemo, and even just going to that, that will get her mind off of the needles going into her, and we'll be able to joke around and have some fun.
We first introduced you to Mia last September during Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. She and Atwood are on a mission to continue to spread awareness, and they're using their nomination for Team Impact's Teammate of the Year to do it.
Once you tell everybody, then other people will know about kids with cancer, then maybe they'll do something about it, and probably scientists will try to find a cure for different types of cancers like brain cancer.
The Teammate of the Year award honors the bond built at a gala in Boston on June 1st. Mia and Haley are the only team from Texas nominated for the award. and they're determined to win.
Your votes matter. It counts. It's beyond the trip to Boston. We just want to bring awareness to this topic that really isn't talked about.
Voting for Teammate of the Year ends on May 4th. That's this Thursday. We have a link to this website on ksat.com. Now you can vote for Mia and Haley by clicking that yellow button. And if you go to this drop-down menu here, you'll select them, click send, and you can vote as many times as you'd like. And some great, exciting news tonight. Mia is done with her cancer treatments next month. Back to you.
Coming up, emergency hoax calls have increased not only locally but nationwide. How those making the calls are using technology to do their bidding. Plus, many areas across the country seeing severe weather right now. We take you to the areas affected by weather from tornadoes to floods.
And the weekend has come and gone, and authorities are still looking for a shooter accused of killing 5 people in a home near Houston. How far the search stretches and the leads we now know when we return. Authorities today announcing an $80,000 reward for information leading to the arrest of Francisco Oropeza, who police say gunned down 5 people, including an 8-year-old child inside a house in Texas. ABC's Rhiannon Alley tells us more about the search and the leads they have.
The FBI saying on Sunday they have no leads as they search for Francisco Oropeza, releasing these photos of the suspect who they consider armed and dangerous and offering an $80,000 reward.
We do not know where he is. We don't have any tips right now to where he may be. And that's why we've come up with this reward so that hopefully somebody out there can call us.
At least 200 law enforcement officers from multiple agencies, including the FBI, are searching for the 38-year-old suspect. He's accused of gunning down 5 victims inside a home in Cleveland, Texas, north of Houston. Diana Velasquez Alvarado, Julissa Molina Rivera, Jose Jonathan Casares, and mother and son, Sonia Argentina Guzman Tybot and Daniel Enrique Lazo Guzman, all from Honduras. Authorities say 2 of the women who died were found lying on top of surviving children, covered in blood.
5 people died in my county, and that is where my heart is.
Authorities say Oropeza was firing an AR-15 on his porch for fun when Wilson Garcia, who lives next door, asked him to stop because the noise was scaring his infant son. Authorities say the suspect, allegedly drunk and enraged, then stormed into Garcia's house and began shooting. I never had a problem with him, Garcia says. He can't believe what he did. The community surrounding Garcia with support, coming together on Sunday to pray for the victims as the manhunt continues. Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
Now to some local news. A local San Antonio couple is capturing the heart of Texas in their art. Caroline and William Carrington are 2 artists who had their work featured in the Briscoe Western Arts Museum's Night of Artists. This fundraiser had 300 artists from across Texas showcase landscapes, portraits, and sculptures representing our state. William Carrington uses nature and folklore tales of South Texas as muses to tell stories.
My inspiration probably is kind of humor, obviously, and kind of an admiration for wildlife, Texas wildlife. I always say that the jackrabbit, the poor things are just constantly getting attacked, you know, land, sea, and air, so to speak.
Well, the Briscoe Western Art Museum downtown on West Market Street is inviting visitors to see the exhibit on its last day for free. It's this upcoming Sunday, May 7th.
Some whimsical characters.
I love
really
that.
like the skinny rabbit that we saw earlier in that story.
The big ears.
Yeah. Good day to be outside enjoying the weather. We got through Fiesta and we got the rain that we needed, but it really didn't impact too much.
Right.
Events here and there.
Yes, exactly. We were able to find those storm systems at decent times. I know that one that moved in Friday evening affected Niosa plans just a little bit, and then Fiesta earlier week. But yes, for Battle of Flowers Parade, Flambeau, King William, all of that, especially over the past couple of days, it was generally pretty nice out there. And And as we head into Monday, for the most part, still low humidity. So that's going to help with that comfortable feel. In fact, a cooler than average start tomorrow morning is actually going to lead in a warmer than average into the day because of that drier air. It's very similar to what we saw out there earlier today. But by the middle of the week, especially by Tuesday and into Wednesday, what we're going to find, those southeasterly winds going to pump in some additional Gulf moisture. That humidity is going to build. I think you'll notice more of a muggy feel out there, especially by Tuesday morning. And that also does look to spark up some morning rounds of patchy fog and maybe a few sprinkles out there as well. And because of that moisture filtering in, when we combine that with a couple of disturbances headed our direction, that also is going to allow for a few storm chances to return to the forecast, especially Thursday evening. That's what we're going to be monitoring pretty closely here over the next few days. So let's time it all out, talk all about it. Starting off with a look outside right now, current conditions, clear skies, 76 degrees over at the airport this hour, a dew point of 47. So yes, that lower humidity is still making for a very comfortable night across south central Texas. Winds out of the southeast at about 11 miles per hour. Yesterday it was pretty windy out there. Today we did see a few wind gusts upwards of about 20 to 25 miles per hour, but not as windy as what we saw for the first half of the weekend. Clear skies stick with us through the overnight hours. Combine that with the dry air in place, and yes, it is going to be another cool start to your Monday morning in the mid to upper 50s here in San Antonio, 56 in Converse by 7 a.m., 57 in Floresville, 57 as well out in Hondo, 56 in Bandera, 55 in Kerrville. So you will want the long sleep yet again first thing tomorrow morning, stepping out for the morning drive. But as we head into the afternoon, much like what we saw today, you're not going to need it. Something else I do think you will notice tomorrow, a little cosmetic change from what we saw today. Some high clouds will be filtering in from the west, especially into the afternoon. Temperatures climbing to about 80 degrees by lunchtime, and then as we head into the later portions of our Monday afternoon, those daytime highs climbing into the upper 80s and even a few low 90s possible, especially the farther south and west that you go. 90 in Divine is that forecast high, 86 in Bernie, 89 in Kerrville, 88 here in San Antonio, 85 in Canyon Lake for the first day of May. I did mention, though, that humidity is going to build, especially by Tuesday morning. That's when you're going to notice it just a little bit more, and that's also going to stick with us throughout the rest of the week for the most part. So no issues out there tomorrow morning in terms of patchy fog, but you can see here on our Futurecast in terms of visibility values by the Tuesday morning drive, some of those pockets of fog could be a little dense in spots, and once again that will be a possibility into Wednesday as well as Thursday. You can see what the return of that humidity is going to do to our temperatures in the morning. Not quite as cool as what we're expecting to find out there tomorrow morning, waking up to the 60s Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday as well. We also will start to see more cloud cover work its way back in. That should hold temperatures to the low 80s by the middle of the week. A little bit more humid. Wednesday, a 10% chance for a stray shower, but into Thursday and especially Thursday evening, that's when we could find some scattered rain and a couple of stronger thunderstorms. This is the setup. A high pressure system is going to set up off to our south, and a few disturbances working in on the western edge of that high pressure system, combined with the moisture as well as some energy in the atmosphere, could spark out some of that activity again. As of right now, mainly Thursday evening, and into the Friday time frame. So we'll keep eyes on that. Temperatures still warming though, upper 80s, even close to 90 early next weekend. So enjoy the low humidity tomorrow because it's going to come crawling back in after that, and stick with us for a good portion of this week, guys.
All right.
Yeah, no big cool downs there in the forecast. I think we're done with those.
We'll allow it though for the rain.
Well, we're getting close to summer. I guess we got to deal with it. All right, Larry's going to give us a preview of Instant Replay right after this. Just like Fiesta, the 2023 NFL Draft has come and gone. The Dallas Cowboys shocked fans with their first pick, and the Houston Texans made a blockbuster trade to take 2 of the first 3 players off the board. For more on that and what's on Instant Replay tonight, let's check in with Larry Ramirez.
Texans head coach DeMeco Ryans certainly made a splash.
Yes, he did.
In his first NFL draft. Of course, he had some help. So some NFL experts thought the Houston Texans would draft a defender with the 2nd overall pick. Coming up tonight on Instant Replay.
The Houston Texans select C.J. Stroud, quarterback, Ohio State.
Yeah, with the 2nd overall pick of the 2023 NFL Draft, the Texans drafted their franchise quarterback in C.J. Stroud and then traded for the 3rd overall pick to draft linebacker Will Anderson Jr. Texans GM Nick Caserio will break it down for us.
He brought me in to be a big, dominant physical presence on the inside, and this is my job to do that.
With the 26th overall selection in the 1st round, the Cowboys grabbed Michigan defender Mazi Smith. Micah Parsons loved the choice. The fans will not so much. We've got both of those reactions coming up.
I just had the people close to me, family and friends, come, support me, man, on this great day. Today's been one of the best days of my life, man.
Cornerback Jalen Jones from Steele High School was drafted by the Indianapolis Colts. He had to wait until day 3 to hear his name called. More with Jay coming up. Plus, we got SAFC. Steph Curry sets a Game 7 record, and Kendo Tremendo is ready to box right here in San Antonio. All that and much more coming up on Instant Replay.
Covering it all from the football field to the boxing ring.
We are busy.
And everything in between.
Yep.
Thanks, Larry. We'll see you in just a bit. All right, coming up, the Whitney Museum is starting a new mission to bring culture and knowledge for the next generation. Why they are creating an exhibit about the unknown histories that make up Texas.
And a swatting epidemic is sweeping the country. That's when police get fake emergency calls. Active shooter scares in some colleges now making police paranoid. How AI is contributing to the problem.
And parts of the country dealing with severe weather this weekend along the Atlantic coast. We'll take you there where a powerful tornado in Miami ripped through the city and tossed cars miles away. Parts of the country from the southeast to the mid-Atlantic are dealing with severe weather this weekend. Florida's Atlantic coast hit by severe storms.
And in the Midwest and Northern California, melting snow is raising flooding concerns. ABC's Elwin Lopez shows us the damage from around the nation.
A violent weather outbreak wreaking havoc along Florida's Atlantic coast.
This is the scariest thing I've ever been in. Oh my God.
Bringing with it heavy rain and strong winds.
I just saw a car flip over in front of me.
That's a tornado.
National Weather Service Miami says this EF2 tornado with winds of up to 130 miles per hour tore through North Palm Beach.
Oh my God, it's like right in front of us. Oh my God.
The powerful storm tossing cars stacked on top of one another in this parking lot. In Palm Beach Gardens, the storm bringing down trees and shattering windows. Meanwhile, in the Midwest, the Mississippi River is expected to crest on Monday, but high water is already covering streets in the Quad Cities. Crucial barge traffic carrying deliveries of items such as fertilizer and grain have already been halted along certain portions of the river. Some locks and dams could remain closed for 3 weeks. The high water due to a quick melting of a giant snowpack in northern Minnesota that is slowly moving down the river. And in California, a similar situation. Parts of the Sierra received record-breaking amounts of snow this winter. And now Northern California felt record-breaking high temperatures late last week. This sudden warming could cause significant runoff and flooding. Parts of Yosemite National Park temporarily closed amid those flooding concerns, but now have reopened with limited services. Elwin Lopez, ABC News, Davenport, Iowa.
We now have the names of the 3 soldiers killed when 2 helicopters collided during a military training exercise over Alaska. They are Christopher Iramo of New York, Kyle McKenna of Colorado, and Stuart Waymont of Utah. That's according to the Pentagon. The crash happened on Thursday. A 4th soldier did survive the crash, and the military reports he is hospitalized and stable tonight. The Pentagon says the helicopters were returning to Fort Wainwright from a training mission when they collided in midair. An investigation is underway to figure out what happened.
Across America now, and the rise in so-called swatting cases where police are directed to respond to phony emergencies. More recent cases happening at schools, including here in San Antonio and nationwide. Now officials are saying some of those voices on the calls may be computer generated.
Across the nation, an alarming increase in so-called swatting incidents or fake emergency calls swamping local police departments.
I got an alert from OU that there's an active shooter at the South Oval.
Just this month, an active shooter scare at the University of Oklahoma set officers on an aimless search.
The alert has been canceled, and they were getting an all clear from the OU campus.
And an Indiana college was also victim to a swatting call. The situation there ended up not being real, and as with some swatting cases, neither was the caller's voice.
If I say at AR-15, or however, it sounded like he was trying to change his accent.
During this school year so far, the Educators School Safety Network has tracked 414 incidents of false reports in K through 12 alone, including both swatting and accidental calls. And as the number of alarming incidents rises, so do the number of incidents involving the use of artificial intelligence or voice modifications, now enabling culprits to instigate from afar and anonymously.
These are not, old analog phones that are being used to call these in. This is all voice over the internet. It's all using AI and other tools.
In Iowa, authorities say calls were placed alleging threats of violence at a high school.
They were very synthesized, very computer-like.
Voice on the call artificially generated.
The game is always changing. The apps are always changing.
Ultimately, a 16-year-old student was charged by authorities for allegedly making a threat of terrorism after police say he contracted a third party through the dark web to place those calls on his behalf. Authorities taking these threats and the punishment to follow very seriously, and many states even eyeing increases in penalties given the spike in incidents.
The penalties, both at a state and federal level, have increased dramatically. And you now see swatters going to prison for significant periods of time.
And the FBI also stressing that these swatting calls are dangerous because, of course, they take first responders away from real emergencies.
Heading overseas now to the evacuation of foreigners trapped in Sudan. U.S. officials reporting hundreds of Americans are safe now after fleeing in a convoy escorted by armed drones. A 72-hour ceasefire in place in the war-torn country. Battles breaking out in the capital city of Khartoum, jeopardizing efforts to get people out of the country, including Americans. Under the escort of armed drones, the convoy of buses carried about 300 Americans to Port Sudan from Khartoum. That's about 500 miles.
The State Department is really pushing for people to leave within the next 24 hours because they're concerned that this very temporary ceasefire is going to expire and they won't be able to bring both sides to another agreement to cease the hostilities.
Yeah, the mass exodus causing chaos at the borders. Those overhead images of the Sudan-Egypt border showing massive lines of buses and crowds of people. That ceasefire comes to an end after tonight.
Back here in the States, a big night in Washington last night. The nation's media gathering for the annual White House Correspondents' Dinner. The dinner comes a few days after President Joe Biden announced his run for re-election as president. This year's headliner, Daily Show comedian Roy Wood Jr. But beyond the laughs, Biden hit a more solemn tone, using his remarks to address the importance of press freedoms. The president praising Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich, wrongfully detained in Russia, and freelance journalist Austin Tice, who's been held captive in Syria for more than 10 years.
And Austin should be released immediately, along with every other American held hostage or wrongfully detained abroad.
The president last night also recognizing WNBA star Brittany Griner, who was, of course, freed from a Russian detainment after nearly 10 months earlier this year.
All right, back here in South Texas, let's go outside with live cam. Temperature 74 degrees. Still have clear skies in place. Hopefully you were able to soak up the sunshine over the past couple of days and enjoyed that comfortable feel thanks to the drier air. Let's take a look at the almanac data for today. 50 was the low. That's actually 12 degrees below the average for this time of year. The high was 87, 4 degrees above where we should be for this time of year. Again, all thanks to that drier air. 87 in Gonzales was the high, 91 in Pleasanton, 96 in Cotulla, 93 in Hondo. Now, coming up in just a little bit, we've got some interesting and positive statistics when it comes to the rainfall that we've picked up over the past 30 days. We'll have that info for you in just a few.
Thank you, Mia. Well, history is made every day, and staff at the Whitty Museum are working hard to keep record of it. how they're honoring Texas history.